I've been so alone ever since I left the tribe. That's just how it goes.
Hey, how you doing, everybody out there? This is your boy DJ Mason. I'd like to welcome you to the first ever podcast for Motivation for DJs. Now, I figure I start this podcast off right with telling you basically who am I, why did I become a DJ, why I started Motivation for DJs, and more importantly, what is Motivation for DJs? Now, who am I? My name is Manson Miller, aka DJ Mason. I reside in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm from Wisconsin. Whitewater, Wisconsin, Janesville, Beloit, and Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Whitewater's when I went to school at. But I've been a DJ for about 10 years now, and I've done everything from the house parties to clubs to weddings. But I basically specialize in doing events. I love setting up the DJ equipment and the lights and just totally turning out the room. So that's why I ended up specializing in doing events. Now, why did I become a DJ? Well, basically back then I used to have this promotion company, Mason Entertainment. I started it because there was nobody doing parties or shows in the city I lived in, Janesville, Wisconsin. So I figured once I graduated high school, I'll start promoting shows. So I did that for about 8 months. I graduated from Rock County University and I went to Whitewater University. And while I attended college at the major university, I really didn't want to do shows anymore, because I knew that it take a lot of your time, and I really just wanted to be a student. I really just wanted to have fun, but at the same time, I still wanted to be inside the music business. So I ended up joining the college radio station 91.7 The Edge in Whitewater, Wisconsin. And the crazy thing is, the first time they put me on the radio, I mean, they just threw me in there, just get in, get on the microphone, and I just totally froze. I just froze. It was crazy. I was just like, I had no idea what to say. So I was thinking about getting into radio, so I ended up doing that. The first radio show that I had to do, it was a rock and roll show, so I had to play a lot of rock and roll music, a lot of 80s rock and roll, because that was the time spot that I had, which was great because actually that's how I got the chance to learn a lot of great music doing that. So, like I said, when I went to Whitewater University, I was trying to figure out, okay, what is it that I want to do? What do I want to do? I don't want to promote shows anymore. So I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe you can be a rapper. No, you can't be a rapper. You're not gangster enough. Okay, well, maybe I can become a music producer. Well, I kind of want money now, and I really don't want to take the time to learn music and the computer. I really don't care to do that. Well, why don't you just become a DJ? It got to be easy. All they do is play music and press buttons, as I thought. So it's like, oh, okay, man, all right, let's be a DJ. All right, let's figure out how to be a DJ. And the crazy thing about it was, it was great because I was very shy. You know how they say when you go to college, that's when you get the chance to truly know your real self. That's who I was. I was very, very shy. And I hated the fact that I was shy. It was, I hated it, so I needed some type of outlet, something to do, to really get this out, because I knew I was such a cool person and everything. I knew I was just very shy because I was at a new campus and it was a totally new life. Everybody knows college life that went to college. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying the some DJ equipment from this pool hall that used to throw parties. I used to throw parties there and they were going out of business. So I bought all their DJ equipment for like $900. It was like some speakers, some amps, and I think a couple more speakers, and that was about it. I went and got me like a Power Pro mixer all in one with the CD players in the mixer. Crazy when I look back at that and can't believe I actually used that. But everybody, you have to start somewhere. Now at this time, I got my equipment, but now I have to figure out exactly how am I going to get music. At this time, people were still new to, record pools online. And being in Janesville, Wisconsin, it wasn't like I knew any record labels that were going to be sending me CDs out on a regular basis. So I just worked with what I had. So while I was at the school radio station 91.7 The Edge, when I had the DJ there, I would just bring my laptop in with me and I would just totally download the music to my computer. Like, no lie, all the music that I was playing the whole time I was there, I was just always downloading all the newest music that was sent to them, and then a lot of the old music. It was the only way I knew how to get music. But, at the same time, around this time too, I remember I started the internship at 105.9 in Janesville, Wisconsin. So while I was there, they got all the newest CDs of all the newest songs that was on the radio. So basically, I used to have a big box of CDs that I had to throw away. All the CDs that they couldn't give out, promote or whatever, this and that, all the extras. All I did was every time I took that trash out, I took all the CDs to my car. Every single time I just took the CDs to my car, I made sure that I started building up my library because I had no idea any other way how to get music. So at that time, I just started building up my CD library and just going from there. At this point, I got the DJ equipment, but I have no parties. So I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to be a DJ? I got everything I need now, but I'm on a campus where we only have parties so often. It's not like, I knew anybody would let me do their event or their wedding, or it's like I had really no idea how I was going to get parties, and I really didn't want to go to promoting my own parties because then I would have to be the DJ and I would have to be the promoter. And that's something I really wasn't trying to do. So at this time, I'm looking for opportunity. Now, I remember in college, we used to have this place that we used to go to for parties. It was called the Red House. They used to have parties in the basement all the time. So one of my classmates named Lance, he was like the popular guy on campus and everything. And it was his house, because I remember from going to the parties a couple times, he was a person there and everything. So I hollered at him, listen, I'm becoming a DJ. I know that you guys usually have your house parties with some house speakers and everything. Can I DJ one of your parties? It really helped me get off the ground, and I'll be doing a service to you. You'll have real speakers, you have a real DJ as your party now. So he was like, yeah, we're going to be having a benefit, for my homeboy that passed away. So we're going to be having a big party for him because I remember it was a student on campus that passed away. So they was having a party for him there. So I'm like, great. I got my first party. All right, good. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm psyched up. I had no idea what I was gonna play. I just know I was gonna be playing music that was on the radio. I was gonna be playing a lot of hip hop. So end up going to the party and I setting up and they end up having a lot of people there and people were just partying because they was drunk and music was playing. I'm not gonna lie. But it ended up turning out to be a really good time. But the thing that I learned from that first party was people were asking me for Boosie, Webby, Mike Jones, Paul Wall, and I'm thinking to myself, man, who are these people? I never heard of these people, and that's when I realized that you just can't play what's on the radio. You gotta really understand and know your music. So then from there, it was a wrap. I just started getting all the music. I started learning all the music of who these people is, and then that party, it was just it was a great experience. That was a transformation. After that party, I was now DJ Mason on campus. It was great, what I'm saying. I solidified a name. After that, they actually called me for another party like 2 weeks later, and they paid me like $20 for it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that was the best $20 I ever made inside my life. I kept that $20 for about a month. It was in college. Sometimes you're gonna have to spend that stuff, so it's cool. But it was a pretty cool experience. I definitely got the chance to learn a lot from it. So shouts out to Lance. I appreciate that. From that party, I got the chance to learn what I needed to do. With that, I had the summer to start getting things ready. So then over the summer, I just continued to practice. I just continued to get more music, get the chance to learn my equipment better. So then by the time school come back around, I'll be well prepared for more gigs. So then once school came back around, I remember I ended up doing an event, DJing an event for Delta Theta Sigma, the Delta Theta Sigma sorority incorporated. So with their party, even before that party, I got the chance to DJ a lot more smaller parties and everything. So I got the chance to get my practice up a little bit. So then by now, at this time, I'm actually more known as a DJ on campus. I'm actually less shy, I'm more talkative and everything. So at this time, things are going great. So then I'm DJing this huge party. Thought I did a great job and everything. Did my thing, played the good music, got people, dancing and everything. But regardless of what, the thing is I had to understand was I wasn't like every other DJ. I knew the big time DJs. I knew from parties I went to that their style or the way they were DJing was completely different from mine. I knew because I was still new to the game. I didn't really have anybody that was teaching me how to DJ, so I knew that I was very different. My parties were different from theirs, so my style of DJing. So then I continue to practice this and that. So back to the party. So anyway, at the party, end up doing my thing, people dancing and all. So then after the party, I'm just hearing like negative reviews. I'm just hearing it around campus. People are telling me that the party wasn't it wasn't good. Some of the mixes wasn't right. Some of the songs wasn't right. But had negative reviews. So then I end up running into the person that hired me for the party and everything. And I told her, listen, I'm hearing mixed reviews. Can you tell me how I need to improve, or what's going on? And then she tells me, yeah, you played great music, man. So you even mixed in a couple songs, great. I can definitely tell you're getting better, but you don't talk on a microphone. And I'm thinking to myself, what? You mean to tell me I have to learn how to talk on the microphone too? She's like, yeah, you gotta, you're not on the microphone, you're not hyping people up, and that's what people were really complaining about. And I'm thinking to myself, man, a DJ talks on the microphone too. And I'm thinking to myself, all the parties that I've been to, maybe I just never really acknowledged that the DJ was talking on the microphone. I know sometimes you will see hype man running around the dance floor with a wireless mic talking on a microphone, but I guess I never realized all these other times when I was at these parties that it was DJs that was end up talking on the microphone. So I'm thinking to myself, man, okay, now I got to learn how to DJ. Now I got to learn how to start talking on the microphone. This is the big thing you have to do now. So now, not only you have to continue to build your music library up, you now have to learn how to talk on a microphone, which was even harder for me because I was already shy. I was just now starting to become less shy. Now you got to talk on a microphone. Now you're gonna have to be that dude now. Like there's no more shyness now. If you're gonna continue to be DJ Mason, you're gonna have to learn how to talk on a microphone. You're gonna have to learn to interact with the crowd. So I thought to myself, okay, how am I gonna learn this? Who do I know that can teach me how to talk on the microphone? Because I was predominantly the only DJ on campus. Any other DJ that DJ'd on campus, they were most likely from a bigger city, and it was there for like a major event or something. So I didn't really know any DJs, but I do remember this one DJ, DJ South Paul. He was a DJ at 105.9, and I remember seeing him DJ a lot of parties at school events and all types of functions in high school growing up, and I knew that he was still around town. So one day, I just actually I was working at Papa John's at the time delivering pizzas, and I delivered a pizza to his house. I was like, it's great running into you. I grew up listening to you all around town and everything, and I'm a DJ myself. And it'll be great if you could, you can teach me how to talk on a microphone. I don't know how to talk on a microphone. I'm just now learning how to do mixes and everything, but I have no idea what to say on a microphone. He was like, great, I have no problem showing you that. The only time I can really show you was on Sunday nights when I'm at, Diamonds. It was a strip club in Beloit. So it was like, I can only show you then. So then what I had to do in order to learn, I had to actually go to this strip club every Sunday night, and I would sit there in a booth, and he would teach me what I can say on a microphone. Everything he said on the microphone, I was writing it down. He told me how to equalize my mixer, things I can come up with, and just all types of stuff that you can say on a microphone. Every weekend, I was just there watching him show me how to hold the microphone, and how to be more confident with it and everything. So I just kept watching him, and plus it was great because the strippers had to come see the DJ every time they left the stage. So it was a beautiful experience. I loved it. I definitely thank DJ South Paul for that. So then after that, like I said, it was a wrap. I just started practicing more and more on the microphone, and I just started getting better and better and comfortable with hearing myself through the speakers. So now let's forward to another party. So it was a bigger party I was DJing this for the fraternity. I forgot exactly what fraternity it was, but I remember it was a major party. So then I already been practicing on the microphone. I've been getting my music ready. I'm like, okay, all right, let's do this. You got everything you need to know now. So then I'm getting people. People are dancing and everything, and I start getting on the microphone, and everything stops. And I mean, I don't mean as far as like the music. I mean, I was on the microphone with no confidence. I was stuttering. I was messing up on words, things that I was saying inside my mind for some reason came out a totally different way through my mouth. It was horrible, and I knew I was just so nervous that I was going to care what everybody thought about every single word or how I pronounced it or anything. So I was just nervous, and you can totally hear it, through my voice. So I'm just like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm playing the music. I'm actually mixing the music now because I actually learned how to mix music by then, BPMs. So I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know what to do. So I had a friend of mine, my homeboy Kenny, one of my college friends. He was up there hanging out with me in a DJ booth, and he's like, man, listen, man, you gotta take a shot. Kenny, he was known for always having some liquor with him. So he was like, man, you gotta take a shot. Now, in college, I really wasn't that big of a drinker at all. That really wasn't my thing. So he's like, man, just take a shot. Let's just see what happens. So I ended up taking a shot of Bacardi Limon, and it just totally did something to me. The fire in my chest. It was just, next thing you know, I was on the microphone. I was hyping up the crowd. I didn't care what anybody was thinking, how I sounded. I just didn't care. Like, I had that cocky confidence that I just didn't care. And I realized that taking the shots, it worked for me. So as time progressed, I didn't continue to take the shots because I wanted to take the shots. So I didn't have to use it for talking on the microphone. But the thing that I learned that night was that when you get on the microphone, you have to be confident and you have to not care what people think. You have to have a cockiness to you. It almost comes with the job, so you really can't even look at it as a bad thing. You really just have to look at it as, listen, this is something that you have to do. So then that was a super cool experience because that was the first time ever that I got the chance to hype up the crowd with, being on the microphone, actually, not caring what I was saying. So then everything started to come out clear because by then I had taken about 3, 4 shots. So I could care less what I was saying. I just know people were feeling it. They were relating to me. I was interacting with the crowd. So then that was a great feeling. Now to kick to another time, another party, I ended up doing a surprise Valentine's Day party. It was at a place named Roses in Beloit. It's Valentine's Day party, which I think is the greatest thing to do because all the single ladies go to the club on Valentine's Day. So at this club, it was literally 10 women for every one guy. And I was like, it was great. The whole place was filled with women. So I figured to myself, okay, all you're gonna have to do just cater to women. Just play the Beyonce, play the Keisha Cole, all those female empowerment songs. Those are the songs you're gonna have to play. So what I did was I played those songs. The women was loving it. It was a great experience that I got to do. I just basically catered to women the entire night. So then I thought to myself, okay, so what are you gonna say on the microphone? So then at that time, I just started telling the women, I just started telling all the women in the club how beautiful you are. I started pointing chicks out, shorty in a red dress, this and that in the middle of the dance floor. No, she looked good, this and that. And the one thing that I realized from it is, seeing the emotion on these women's face and seeing their reaction. I realized with music mixed up with talking on the microphone, not only can you motivate people to have a good time, you're also basically giving them an emotion. I realized the effect of talking on the microphone. I was like, wow, this is amazing. You have this much power. Then I started shouting out all the dope boys. I just shouting out everybody, people that I knew and everything, and I was making people feel good. I made every woman in there, make her feel like she was Beyonce. That's exactly the impression I was trying to get, and I realized I could do that with talking over the microphone. So then I began to focus on what can I do and what can I use around me to get better with talking on the microphone, with being able to be more confident with being on the microphone. So with at the time, still going to Whitewater University, I actually changed my degree from theater to communication. I figured with getting a communications degree, that would definitely, of course, teach you how to communicate better. So with the radio station, of course, I stayed with the radio station, and I had my own show, the DJ Mason Show, for 2 years on 91.7 The Edge, and this was during Wednesday Hump Day where I could play whatever I want. So what I usually would do is I would just play music and I would introduce a song here and there. But I figured, okay, you got to get better at this. So what I started to do is I just started to talk a lot more on the microphone. I started to talk a lot more on the air. I started writing down things that I was going to say, topics that I wanted to discuss, things I thought that people wanted to know, or I just felt interesting, or I felt that, was going to be easy for me to talk about. So that was one of the greatest things I started doing right there, learning that from a radio station. And then also, while I was interning at 105.9, what I did was I started hanging out with more of the online, I'm sorry, on air. It's crazy. Nowadays it would be online, but on air personality. I would sit there with them. I would listen to what they would talk. I would see how they would, the reflection on their face, how they talk, whether they were confident in themselves or not. Did they have it, written down, did they have to rehearse going over it? So I just started watching the DJs more and more while I was at the radio station and just started learning more and better how to talk on the microphone. But I will honestly tell you, one of the greatest things that I did in school to learn how to talk on the microphone, one of the greatest things was public speaking classes, which was weird because I was taking public speaking classes before I actually went to Whitewater, which I totally bombed. I just happened to take that for English because I thought it would be easy. So with the communication degree, we had to take a lot of public speaking classes. And the thing that I realized with doing public speaking classes, that I was really good at this. I was really good. I can get in front of people. I can talk to them. I was confident with the way that I was talking, my posture, the way that I walked around. But the one thing that I realized why I was so good at it is because I knew what I was talking about. And that's when it hit me. If you know what you're talking about, it's easier to say it in front of people, and it's easier to be more confident about the way that you say it. So then after that, I realized, I can apply these same tactics to DJing. So what I did was I started practicing on the microphone, started practicing at home. Actually, one exercise that I do, and you may find it weird, but I tell you, it really works. I would set up my DJ equipment in my room. I would turn off the lights. I would set up like one DJ light, and I would sit there in my room and I would DJ as if I was DJing a real party. Even though I was in my room, in my mind, I was DJing a real party. So I would literally be there dancing. I'll be there talking on the microphone. I'll be pointing girls out. I'll be giving shout outs to people, and I would literally do this. And at first it really did sound weird to me, but the more and more I practiced and did it, it got to a point where I was like, man, I can't wait for the next party for me to DJ. Oh man, I'm gonna rock and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna play this. And I realized the more you practice, then the less nervous you become. The more you practice, the more you want to run to whatever you're afraid of. So that's definitely one thing to learn in life. So you can definitely take that and apply that aspect to anything in life. But that was one of the greatest things that I got the chance to learn from the public speaking class and actually DJing inside my room. And just it's all in your mind. But the more that I practiced, the better I got. And then I just like, okay, great. I can't wait to DJ my next party now. So then after some time, I just kept doing all of that, getting better and better. And then an idea came to my head. I started thinking to myself, okay, all of this stuff you've been through with DJing, learning to talk on a microphone, learning your music and everything, how many other DJs actually have this problem of having a hard time of talking on a microphone? Is this just me? Are there other DJs out there that go through this? So then at that time, I started writing a book. I started writing a book, teaching DJs, giving them steps on how to DJ, how to be more confident. It talks about everything from the way you practice to the clothes that you wear to learning to listen to yourself, learning to, speak louder, be more outgoing. Just a lot of things that you would never think about that all has to do with you being more confident on the microphone. And it's these little things, these really little things that you can change about yourself that would totally take your performance, your DJ performance to an entire level, another level. So with all of that, in the end, I end up creating the book, which gets us to the main point of it all. What is motivation for DJs? Well, my friend, Motivation for DJs is a book that I created. It's called How Not to Be a DJ But an Entertainer, and it gives you steps to creating your DJ voice, which is the coolest part because this is how everybody's going to remember you. Create your DJ voice, how to motivate the crowd to do whatever you want, how to create any mood in any crowd that you're DJing. And also I threw in a bonus, DJing for artists performing, because at the same time I was a DJ for a lot of artists, and you will be amazed the ideas you can come up with hyping up the crowd before somebody comes out there and begin to DJ. So you can always check out more of this information on the website, motivationfordjs.com. That is the word motivation for FORDJs, and I'll have a lot more information on there. You can actually purchase the tangible book, and you can also purchase the ebook where you can download to your phone, you can download to your computer, and you can have it at any time. It's definitely a great read. I would definitely highly advise any DJ to go out there and read it, because this is great steps that I learned in college, and I just totally applied it for DJing. So this is why I started the Motivation for DJs podcast. And with this podcast, I'm going to be telling you a lot of my experiences as a DJ that I know you can definitely learn from. And I'll be integrating it with examples from the book. So definitely, I look forward to speaking with more people. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Motivation for DJs. Make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment if you got any other questions. I would definitely love to answer them for you. This is your boy DJ Mason, Motivation for DJs. You can always check me out, motivationfordjs.com. You can also go to my personal website, etr-dj.com. That's my other company, Entertainment to Remember DJ Services. Y'all know about that one. So it's been a pleasure. Y'all have a blessed day. I look forward to speaking with y'all soon. You all enjoy your night. DJ Mason, Motivation for DJs.